Okay, so in this brief video, we're going to look at the basic syntax for inserting a row of data into a table. And the syntax is simple. Actually, we'll show two different forms of the syntax in this video. So the first thing I'm going to do is start out with the keyword insert, right? And then I'm going to give it the table that I want to insert into, customers. And then I'm going to give it a list of column names that I'm going to fill. So in this case, first name, last name, email, credit limit, and customer since. And then in the next line, what I want to do is start with the keyword values. And this will be a corollary to those column names that we just had a moment ago. So in this case, I want to insert Steve into the first name column, Jaworski into the last name column, and so on. Let's go 9 there. Okay. So now when I execute this line of code, I'm going to get this message one row affected. And how am I going to find this new customer now? Well, what I can do is this. Select star from customers where last name equals highlighted, and then I'm going to hit Control and E on my keyboard, or I can hit the execute button here. And you can see, indeed, we have inserted Steve Jaworski into our customer table. Now there's another form of the syntax we're going to look at in just a moment. But as you're writing your queries, you might come across an error. Let's change this up to Brian Faley, and then we're going to change this Brian at LVS, okay? And we'll leave the rest of it the same. But here I'm gonna remove the last parenthesis from this argument, and I'm gonna highlight this because I don't want to execute this line of code. I just want to execute the highlighted lines of code. Then I'm gonna select execute, and you notice that we get an error message that says there's incorrect syntax near 12/1/2009. You're like looking at this and like, well, everything looks right to me. I forgot a parenthesis. So sometimes the problems can be a bit nebulous, but they're there nonetheless. Otherwise, SQL wouldn't complain about it. One other thing. Here I'm going to select those lines of code, and then I'm going to click this little parse button. If you want to check your syntax before you execute it, then you can select this parse button, and it will give you the notification that it's just not formed properly for us to even do anything with, right? So then you can come over here and fix it, and then select it again, hit parse, and it'll say, okay, it will work this time. All right, so anyway, the next thing that we want to do, as you can see, I added another table just so I can show you a different insert syntax. It's a very simple design. I'll go ahead and script this out and make sure that it's available for you. You can just execute this against your own database. But at any rate, you can see it's partner ID, first name, last name, and partner since. And I want to insert our friend Steve Jaworski into from the customer table, his data from there into the partner table. So the way I'm going to do this is just to demonstrate of a insert that also involves a select. So I'm going to go insert into to partners, and then I'm going to go first name, last name, partner since, and then here I'm going to go select first name, last name, and I'm going to give it a get date. All right, we already saw that in yesterday's videos. Well, look how it's highlighted in pink. This is a special function in SQL Server from customers where last name equals Jaworski. Okay, so now let me just highlight this. It doesn't seem to like something about what I did. Let's test this. It says it's going to run successfully even though we have some squiggly lines here. I think the reason is because I just recently added this. So let's go ahead and execute this now. And you can see it says one row affected. If we were to go to our partners table and select the top 1,000 rows, we can see Steve Jaworski is in fact inserted into our partner table. So what do we just do? Well, we were able to select a row of data and use that as the input into a new insert statement by using the into keyword. Also, we were able to pass in a value that was not part of the customer table, but was generated as a result of an expression, in this case, a function in SQL Server. So just two ways to execute an insert statement within SQL Server. Hope that was helpful. In the next video, we're going to look at updating existing data. Thank you.